All right, we have some breaking updates from the national capital. Bail granted to Aam Aadmi Party leader after 1 year. Satyendar Jain has been granted bail by the court. Relief to Satyendar Jain at this point. So that's the breaking update that we are getting. Bail granted to Aam Aadmi Party leader after 1 year. In fact, Satyendar Jain had sought bail on health grounds. He was hospitalized on several occasions in the last few weeks, and now, of course, on health grounds, he had sought bail. Now, Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendar Jain has been granted bail by the court at this point. In fact, relief after 1 year of jail term. Satyendar Jain, who was behind bars for almost a year, has now been granted bail by the court. Relief after 1 year of jail term. So interim bail by top court. In fact, Supreme Court was hearing Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendar Jain's bail plea just now, and he has been granted bail. We have Gaurav joining us on the story. Gaurav, so Satyendar Jain has finally been granted bail. We believe it is on health grounds.
एब्सोल्युटली देखिए, सत्येंद्र जैन को जो ये बेल दी गई है वो मेडिकल ग्राउंड पर दी गई है और उन्हें पूरे 6 वीक्स के लिए जो है ये इंटरिम बेल दी गई है। इस मामले में जो नेक्स्ट हियरिंग है वो 11 जुलाई को होगी। लेकिन यहाँ पर जब ये जो पूरी उनकी बेल प्ली थी, जब हियरिंग हो रही थी, तो ईडी की तरफ से एडिशनल सॉलिसिटर जनरल एसवी राजू आए थे और उन्होंने ये दलील दी कि चूंकि दिल्ली सरकार द्वारा ही गवर्न किए गए हॉस्पिटल एलएनजेपी में हैं और एलएनजेपी की रिपोर्ट जो है वो दिल्ली सरकार के अंडर आने वाले डॉक्टर्स ने बनाई है। ऐसे में उनकी मेडिकल रिपोर्ट पर रिलाई नहीं किया जा सकता और बेल, उन्होंने कहा कि हम उनकी बेल को जो है वो अपोज नहीं कर रहे हैं मेडिकल ग्राउंड पर, लेकिन हम चाहते हैं कि किसी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के हॉस्पिटल जैसे कि एम्स, सफदरजंग या आरएमएल के डॉक्टर्स का पहले उनकी रिपोर्ट बनाए और उसके आधार पर उन्हें जो है वो जमानत दी जाए, बेल दी जाए। हालांकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि नहीं, हम इस पर तुरंत ही जमानत का फैसला ले रहे हैं। और देखिए, हमेशा से ये एक कानून का सिद्धांत रहा है कि जो जमानत है उसे एक अधिकार के तौर पर देखा जा सकता है, खास करके जब याचिकाकर्ता ये द्वारा कहा जाए कि उनकी जो हेल्थ है वो लगातार डिटोरिएट हो रही है। करीब 35 केजी जो उनका वेट लॉस है सत्येंद्र जैन का, वो तिहाड़ जेल में अंदर रहते रहा है और इस वक्त भी वो जो है एलएनजेपी अस्पताल के आईसीयू में एडमिट हैं। तो इसी आधार पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो है फिलहाल सत्येंद्र जैन को जो है वो इंटरिम रिलीफ देते हुए इंटरिम बेल दी है। लेकिन कुछ जो है कंडीशंस भी जो है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से इम्पोज की गई हैं, जिसमें पहला यह है कि वो किसी भी तरह की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस या जो है प्रेशर नहीं करेंगे, मीडिया को किसी तरह से जो है वो बात नहीं करेंगे। दूसरा वो कि वो शहर छोड़कर नहीं जा सकते हैं, यानी कि उनको घूम फिर के दिल्ली एनसीआर में ही रहना होगा। और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि उन्हें जहां इलाज कराना हो वो इलाज करा सकते हैं, लेकिन वो शहर छोड़कर जो है नहीं जा सकेंगे। फिलहाल सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने साफ कहा है। ईडी की तरफ से ये बार बार मांग की गई, जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट इस बात पर सहमत दिखा कि वो जमानत देने जा रहा है, कि वो किसी भी तरह की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि मामला जो है अंडर ट्रायल है और इस पूरे मामले में जो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का आरोप लगा है उसके वो कहीं ना कहीं पूरे कर्ता धर्ता हैं। उन्होंने ये पूरा मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग जो है, जो केस जो हुआ वो उन्हीं के इर्द गिर्द घूमता है। तो फिलहाल इस मामले में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सभी जो भी आर्गुमेंट्स हैं उनको ध्यान में रखते हुए सत्येंद्र जैन को इंटरिम रिलीफ देते हुए बेल जरूर दे दी है, लेकिन उन पर जो है कुछ कंडीशंस इंपोज की हैं। फिलहाल सत्येंद्र जैन जो है वो दिल्ली सरकार के एलएनजेपी हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हैं। उसके बाद जो है वो स्वस्थ होने के बाद बाहर आ सकेंगे, लेकिन फिलहाल उन्हें 6 हफ्ते के लिए ही जमानत है। 11 जुलाई को सुनवाई के बाद हो सकता है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट उनकी मेडिकल ग्राउंड्स के आधार पर उनकी बेल कैंसिल करने या उन्हें बेल कंटिन्यू रखने पर कोई फैसला सुनाएगा।
All right, thank you, Gaurav, for bringing all those details. Satyendar Jain has been granted bail on medical grounds. Of course, this is interim bail that has been granted to him by the top court. In fact, Satyendar Jain continues to remain hospitalized on certain conditions. The court has granted Satyendar Jain, Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendar Jain, an interim bail. In fact, the Supreme Court was hearing the bail plea of former Delhi Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendar Jain in the money laundering case today. In fact, the bench heard the matter and granted an interim bail. In fact, an urgent hearing of the plea was sought on health grounds. In fact, Satyendar Jain was hospitalized due to spine injury. He is currently on oxygen support, is the information that we are picking. Tihar jail officials also saying that he had fallen in the bathroom repeatedly, and in fact he was taken to Safdarjung Hospital and then later shifted to another hospital. He is under oxygen support, so therefore an urgent hearing was sought by Satyendar Jain's legal team. Now, of course, the Apex Court granting him an interim bail on certain condition. In fact, last week, Satyendar Jain had moved Apex Court seeking bail. He had challenged Delhi High Court's order dismissing his bail plea. Now, of course, the bail plea was heard on health grounds, which has been granted. The bail has been granted by the Apex Court. In fact, earlier, of course, the High Court, while dismissing Satyendar Jain bail plea, had stated that applicant is an influential person and has the potential of tampering with evidence. But as his health deteriorated, an urgent hearing was sought, after which, of course, on certain conditions, the Apex Court has granted interim bail to Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendar Jain, who is currently hospitalized. In fact, Satyendar Jain was arrested in May last year under sections of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. We have Bhavtosh joining us. Bhavtosh, Satyendar Jain being granted interim relief, interim bail by the court on health grounds.
Yes, he has been given an interim bail on health grounds. He was arrested last May by the Enforcement Directorate in a money laundering case that revolves around the case that was filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation in 2017. And since then, he had been incarcerated in Tihar jail. In fact, his arrest led to a war of words between BJP and Aam Aadmi Party. Remember, he remained in the cabinet of Kejriwal for a very long time till February, and it's only after the arrest of Manish Sisodia that he resigned from the cabinet. Subsequent to that, his bail was also dismissed by the Delhi High Court, and then on medical grounds that he was granted interim bail by the Supreme Court. Now, 2 days back, he in fact fell unconscious in Tihar jail. He was first taken to Deen Dayal Upadhyay Hospital, which is in West Delhi. From there, he was referred to LNJP Hospital. In the court, Additional Solicitor General, in fact, claimed that if required, he can be shifted to a central government hospital. But the court looked through his medical records and said that he should be given an interim bail on health grounds and that he can be treated in a private hospital.
All right. Thank you, Bhavtosh, for bringing all those details. So, Satyendar Jain was arrested in May last year under sections of PMLA by ED, was in judicial custody. Now, of course, he's been granted bail by the Apex Court on health grounds. Of course, Satyendar Jain is currently hospitalized. We have Nilashish joining us on the story. In fact, we'll try and connect with Nilashish in just a bit. But the trial court had, in fact, dismissed the bail petition of Satyendar Jain sometime in November last year. In fact, he was arrested on May last year under sections of PMLA. Of course, then an urgent hearing was sought by Satyendar Jain's legal team before the Apex Court on health grounds, as he was repeatedly getting hospitalized. After which, of course, now the Supreme Court granting interim bail to Satyendar Jain. Supreme Court was hearing the bail plea of former Delhi Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendar Jain in the money laundering case. In fact, a bench of justices had agreed to list the matter for hearing today after, of course, senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, appearing for Jain, had sought an urgent hearing of the plea on health grounds. So now an interim bail has been granted by the Apex Court on certain conditions, that he should not be speaking to the media. Of course, he is under oxygen support. He's hospitalized at this point, and Tihar jail officials also having confirmed that he had fallen a few times in the bathroom in the jail a few times in the last week. We have Nilashish joining us. Nilashish, some sort of relief for Satyendar Jain has been granted interim bail by the Apex Court. What are some of the conditions that have been imposed, Nilashish?
Well, as far as conditions are concerned, there are straightforward conditions as far as bail is granted from courts. Now, it has been said by the Supreme Court that he will not influence witnesses, that he will not leave the area of NCT, that he will not make any statements to the media, and also that he can, of course, be admitted and be checked by a private hospital of his choice, and that the medical reports from the hospital will have to be provided before the court. Now, the ED's contention here was that as far as the High Court order is concerned, when the High Court had denied him bail, it was stated that he has significant clout and influence as far as Delhi state hospitals are concerned, something like an LNJP, where he is admitted at this point. And his medical reports were basis that, and that was something that the High Court did not take on board. Now, the ASG appearing for the ED had said that let him be examined by a central government hospital, something like an RML, AIMS, or a Safdarjung hospital, and that is something that would be reliable. Of course, Abhishek Manu Singhvi appearing for Satyendar Jain very clearly stated that there are sufficient grounds for bail on on his medical condition, given that he slipped and he fell and had sustained certain injuries. Therefore, he needed to be moved out to a hospital of his choice, and that is something that resonated with the Supreme Court, wherein now interim bail has been granted for a period of 6 weeks. The matter will be taken up on the 11th of July now. So yes, definitely after a year in jail, Satyendar Jain does get some sort of relief basis his health condition, and the court has, let's not forget, very categorically stated that this bail is confined only on health grounds.
All right, so this bail is confined only on health grounds, is something that the Supreme Court has reiterated. Thank you, Nilashish, for bringing all those details. So interim bail for 6 weeks on medical grounds for Satyendar Jain.